Today, I decided to take some time to make a list of the goofiest fighters in the UFC. Just so you know, this isn't in any particular order. When I say goofiest, I mean like weird, silly, wacky, or even dumb, if you want to put it that way, that is. I could have talked about UFC 308, but everyone else is already doing that, so I'd rather wait and have some fun and make this list instead. Alright, so let's kick things off with Johnny Walker, since he's on my thumbnail after all. This dude is just the biggest goofy goober. He's just so weird. He's occasionally breaking the fourth wall during the rounds. He has that weird haircut, and he's always getting knocked out in the goofiest ways possible. It's like he's a freaking Looney Tunes character, man. I mean, at this point, I'm half expecting him to pull out an Acme bomb. What is he even doing here? Bro, how is he even real? You know what I'm saying? If you search up Johnny Walker's name on YouTube, the first video you'll get recommended is a video of this dude getting knocked out consistently. I feel bad for him because he's always getting knocked out and probably getting paid peanuts. I mean, come on, dude. This dude should at least be making $200K to show and $400 to lose. Seriously, he should be earning hazard pay at this point, man. Up next on the list, we have Conor McGregor. Now, this guy is a real weirdo. 1 minute he's snorting salt, you know what I mean? And then the next he'll be hitting the random clubs. He'll always be acting like he's about to take a fight, even though he's really not about that anymore. But hey, he's just living his best life. And for some reason, he's always posting pictures on Instagram with those tiny underwears, or, you know, he's putting his shorts all the way up. This is the same guy who will be up in the middle of the night deciding to eat an ice cream bar and start giggling and post it online. You'll also see this dude singing on freaking X, and you'll see this guy occasionally tweeting every so often about how he's gonna knock out that dude or something. Obviously, he's just having a blast. I can't hate on him, but he's just a total weirdo, man. Yeah, man, this isn't Conor McGregor anymore. This is McGregor Conor. Up next, we have Kevin Holland. Now, the reason why I put Kevin on this list is because he's always just joking around, bro. He doesn't take the sport serious at all. He'll lose a fight and he'll be like, well, that wasn't a big deal. And then he'll come back, make some jokes. I'm 100% convinced that Kevin Holland could have been a top 5 ranked fighter in the middleweight division if he actually took the sport more seriously. This dude didn't even try to take MVP or Wonderboy down. He just wanted to joke around and be big mouth. It's quite obvious he likes having way too much fun out there. Also, his striking, it looks kind of goofy, and he doesn't take anything seriously. I mean, he looks like the type of guy, if he would get knocked out, he would start laughing about it afterwards and making jokes. Next fighter we have on the list is Yuri Prochazka. Bro's probably one of the most weirdest guy we have on this list. This is the same guy who went 3 days without food in a dark room to confront demons and to train his mind. He was also telling Alex to stop doing those evil rituals. The dude's just a character, man. Bro, his style is kind of crazy. Like, he just presses random buttons to attack. When he gets dropped or rocked, it's like he gets a cheat code for a second win and comes back stronger. If you ever watched that Dominic Reyes versus Yuri Prochazka fight, Dominic Reyes up-kicked him, and somehow this dude landed in side control, and he even got in a better position. The dude's a total psycho, and I love it. Up next, we have Michael Chandler, you know, with his goofy promos. Every time he gets knocked down, he literally flies across the cage like he's trying out for a stuntman role. Not to mention, he thinks he's still fighting Conor McGregor. He's the only guy to also lose a round to Tony Ferguson since 2019 and do a triple backflip over his corpse. He's ironically tried to fish hook Dustin into a rear naked choke and even snorted boogers into his face. When Conor pushed him on Tough, my guy turned into Ric Flair. It's like watching a fight and a comedy show rolled into one. Up next, we have Marvin Vettori. It's kind of funny how he acts. Like, in every conversation, it sounds like straight out from a COD lobby. He just loses it sometimes, screaming and everything. He's like an angry orc. I think there was one famous interview he said once. I think it went like, I want to eat him. I want to eat him with my eyes when I see him. The guy is hilarious. Now, the next guy we got on the list is Tony Ferguson. He's probably the weirdest guy we have on this list. The dude believes he's hitting his prime, even though he's on an 8-fight losing streak and he's pushing 40, if not 40 already. And the fact that he only half retired sounds like a Tony Ferguson thing, to be honest. In fact, Tony's so freaking weird, I would not be surprised if this dude studies for a freaking drug test, man. He looks like that type of person. And thank God, man, Tony decided to fight, man. Or he probably would have been that weird homeless guy in the street who would have been doing bizarre stuff, you know, like crazy homeless people stuff, you know, that the ones that you see in the gas station. But Tony fought instead, so he brings that same energy, but we love him at the end of the day. So hopefully he retires, you know what I'm saying? Another goofy fighter I wanted to add is Dricus, okay? I know what you guys are thinking. He actually talks very well for the most part and says very clever comebacks, and I agree. But when it comes to his fighting styles, somehow this guy has the most goofiest, weirdest fighting style. Like in first glance, it looks like crap. And you would think this guy would never be a world champion, but somehow this dude fluked himself all the way to the belt, which is just insane. I mean, this dude throws punches like he's in one of those cardio kickboxing classes that are for like middle-aged women. I mean, this dude looks like he's throwing arm punches and still knocking some guys out. This dude is a mystical fighter. I don't get it, and that's why I'm actually choosing him to beat Israel Adesanya next, to be honest. Speaking about Israel Adesanya, he's actually the next person I got on this list. He's just a weird guy, you know, with the dog allegations, painting his nails, trying to sound all cool on the mic all the time with his NPC cringy dialogue. His mouth is faster than his mind, and I bet you Izzy was that kid doing that Naruto run when he was back in school. The dude is just cringe, and I want to stuff him into a locker, plain and simple. Another fighter on my list is Bobby King Green. I've seen him talk trash so many times, hyping up the fights like it's gonna be epic, and I'm not gonna lie, his trash talking is kind of cringy. Then I watch the fight, then the dude gets knocked out majority of the time. This keeps happening over and over. No matter how tough Green talks, he ends up looking so goofy every time. He gets knocked out and humbled. So Green, please stop trash talking, bro. Be more humble because I actually like you, bro, and it will be less embarrassing when you lose. Another guy I want to add to the list is Belal Muhammad. Now, this one feels a bit weird to say because I actually like him, but he's kind of cringy when it comes to his interviews, and he tries too hard. It's like he's that one friend who tries too hard to be cool. Sometimes I just want to tell this dude relax and slow down his words. Plus, it's kind of funny he dominated Leon Edwards for the most part just to almost get finished by this dude in the 5th round. That's such a Belal Muhammad thing. He's just so goofy. Another goofy fighter I want to add to the list is Leon Edwards. He's the type of guy who, if he's losing majority of the rounds, he'll try to clutch in the last round, specifically in the last seconds. We saw this in his fight with Kamaru Usman, and it worked. Plus, he almost finished Belal Muhammad at the end of their fight. He also talks really fast, like XQC, where you can barely understand him because he'll be mumbling. And to be fair, he's very random. I don't know if you guys saw that interview with Nina that he did a while back, but she was asking Leon multiple questions, and then he suddenly asked if she was Arab. If you go back to that interview, you can see him going back and forth, contemplating to ask that question. He really does have those awkward moments, and I'm not hating, I'm just saying that the guy is very goofy. I mean, did you guys see how Belal tossed him on his head? It looked like something straight out of Looney Tunes. But anyways, that's my list. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below if I missed anybody, and if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I'll see you guys on my next one.